Welcome to Sampstra Games, the place to find new strategy games, and well, today it's gonna be pretty rough. So are you ready? Because we're gonna play through the darkest of times, which is a really rough and really fun game. So let me show you off the intro before we begin. Big thank you to the developers for giving me a key to this game, by the way.
I remember when Adolf Hitler was appointed chancellor in 1933, the masses cheered. But we were not among them. We knew that the times would be bad now. We knew that the Nazi threats were not empty. That those people meant what they said. We had to do something. We couldn't just stay silent. But we also knew that it can cost us our heads.
Alright, so let's start a brand new game of Through the Darkest of Times. We can pick between a resistance mode and a story mode. We're gonna be doing the story mode as I want to kind of show off the story, so it's gonna make it a little bit easier on us, but nothing too crazy. Then we can pick our character. The first and most important thing is this information over here. So the fact that she's an engineer and Christian liberal. This will help you in different kind of missions. If she has different backgrounds, she can help with different things. For example, because she's a Christian, it's gonna be easier when we try to convince people from the church to join the resistance, because that's what we are, the resistance in Germany. We're gonna try to fight the regime from the inside. So I'm actually pretty happy with this setup, so we're gonna stick with her. We can also change how she looks. We can change her hair. I don't know, let's go with this. Eyes, that shape of her head, I don't know, like this. Like that, for example. Nose, we'll make her nose like that. Mouth, I'm gonna show it off. Let's give her a mouth like this. Accessories, glasses, nothing. Let's give her, I do like the glasses. Let's give her these kind of glasses. And we can change her clothes for, I don't know, this. She doesn't look very engineer. Let's give her something else. This looks a bit better. We will not be silent. We are your guilty conscience. The resistance will not leave you alone. No? Hope for the best. Chapter 1, the seizure of power. Stop the regime. We'll try, but I think we all know how that's gonna go. Not great. On January 30th, 1933, President Paul von Hindenburg appointed Adolf Hitler to be Chancellor of Germany. That same night still, three friends meet in the back room of a Berlin pub and commit to resist what is about to come. Everywhere in Germany, ordinary people, friends and families made the same commitment, risking their lives to help others and fight an inhuman regime. This is their story. Right, so we got some newspapers about what's happening. You can notice there's an envelope here, but you can't really click on anything, you can just read it through. So we're just gonna bet if you want to read it, you can pause the video if you'd like.
Grenzenloser Jubel. 15.000 SA-Leute marschieren. Es ist ein spontaner Aufbruch.
See the voiceover in the background, but it's in German, so we're just gonna skip ahead. When I enter a secret meeting place, I hear Wolf Rosenberg say, "They made him Chancellor. Hitler, this is a disaster. How could President Hindenburg appoint him?" So we can either say we knew this would happen, what should we do now, what is missing, or we have no time. These are, by the way, our, friends who are studying the resistance with us, Wolf Rosenberg and Arthur Shade. So I'm gonna say, what should we do now? It's really bad. The question is, what do we want to do about it? I say we must do something that makes an impact, something big to wake the people up, and we need to do it now, says Arthur Shade. We're not there yet, argues Wolf Rosenberg. We need to convince more people to support our cause before we draw any attention to ourselves. They're just waiting for a reason to have people like us arrested. Don't you think so too? Wolf asks me. Yep, I agree, we need a lot more supporters. See? Wolf says, while we wait, the Nazis persecute and kill people. They get stronger every day and they aren't gonna be stopped. Arthur takes a sip of his drink. I hear you, but we need to be careful. You're right, but we can't help anyone if we're dead or in prison, can we? So what is the most important task right now? Arthur asks. Helping the persecuted, finding the truth, or fighting the regime? Let's go finding the truth and spreading the word. We know that the Nazis are criminals, but we can't prove it yet. We need to document and spread the truth. Alright. So this is the main part of the game. You can essentially pick different missions. Hitler is evil and an enemy of the church. I can't believe that Hindenburg called him for chancellor. I just hope he will be gone soon. Alright, so each one of our people have sort of traits. We have secrecy, empathy, propaganda, strength, illiteracy, and each one of them has kind of different numbers appointed. Here you can see the kind of best numbers that we've got. And they also, each one of them also has like a profession and what kind of party they belong to, I guess, or what kind of things they like, and also some other traits. Like, for example, Arthur is artist, Catholic, conservative, and a party hack. Wolf Rosenberg is waiter, national conservative, and atheist. Hitler chancellor? This can't be true. The Nazis are full of hate. Nothing good will come of this. I think we all agree. Alright, so what we can do is we can pick different missions. On the left top we have our morale, and here we have the number of supporters. We also have money and some other items like a bicycle which is going to help us run away, or intel which we can use to, you know, try to spread our message. So first thing we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get more people. So we can talk to the workers, find a new member, or collect donations. So we're going to start with find a new member. We need to find candidates we can trust who are willing to join our group, but don't give away that we are recruiting for the resistance. And the required skill for this is secrecy and empathy. So the best one for this is Wolf Rosenberg. It's also helpful if they're inspiring or a leader. If you put them in, you can see the chance of succeeding and the danger level. So him on his own isn't that great. If we add somebody else, we're going to have a really good chance of succeeding. So we're going to try that. We're going to send them both in there. We're going to have me left. And I can either try to talk to new workers or collect donations. So let's see how good I would be with donations. Our supporters among the workers in Kreuzberg might be willing to help us out with some donations. She's fantastic at that. Yeah, it's because she's actually an engineer, not just a worker. Christian liberal. Yeah, she doesn't actually have any helpful traits for this, but she's still really good at it, so we're just gonna send her there. Apparently I'm good at asking people for money. Who knew? Oh, let's do that. So we've got some extra money. Ruth Miller visits the group known as supporters. Ruth Miller visits the group's known supporters among workers in Kreuzberg to ask for additional donations. She's successful. People are upset about the latest atrocities of the regime and are willing to help the group. You've got 19 money. She's amazing at this. Wolf Rosenberg talks to dedicated supporters to find out if they would be willing to join our group. He finds 3 who thinks we might be able to become core members of the group. Now it's on us to decide which one should join our group. So we can pick one of these people. Ideally what you want to look at is first of all the stats and then the diversity in these options. So for example, Social Democrat, we don't have anybody like that. We also don't have anybody who's a communist or a monarchist. It's a whole new setup, so all of them would be good. We do have people who are academics, that's I think me, and we also have people who are freelancers, so that's him, this guy, so we're fine with that. So I think we're gonna pick Eva Eschke because she seems to have the best stats. So let's pick her. It's already dark and I ride home on my bike. The streets are empty and an ice-cold wind sneaks its way through my scarf. I burrow my face deeper into my scarf. I reach an empty Alexanderplatz. In the distance I can see a group of men ganging up on someone, shouting at him. Head for the group. There are 3 men all wearing the brown shirts and swastika or armbands of the SA. They're surrounding a civilian. Get off the bike and move closer. One of them yells at him. He steps forward and pushes the man so hard that he falls to the ground. I'm gonna approach carefully. He loses his head and I see that he's wearing a kippah beneath it. That's it, Rudolph. Show him. Cheers another one. We gotta help. Come on. That's what we are here to help. Hey, I shout. What's going on here? Leave him alone. The group slowly moves towards me, forgetting the old man for a moment. What do you want? Demands Rudolph. Mind your own business. Get out. I'm gonna try to calm them down. Come on, guys. No reason to get so upset. Shouldn't he be celebrating all this violence? While I talk to the group, the old man quietly gets up and moves away from us. Are we gonna stop talking? All saw and watch the old man make his escape. The guy they called Rudolph steps closer, both hands at his belt. I can smell his bad breath. You, the tech says, you better get out right now or you will seriously regret it. It's a new day. You people can't oppress us any longer. Let's just agree and run. Shouldn't you be happy now that your Führer has taken over? I say, while we're talking, you see the old man moving further and further away. Rudolph, says the third dog, who had remained silent. I think he's gone. Yeah, well, we're gonna run to our bike and run away. I take advantage of the opportunity and jump on my bike. Stop, shouts Rudolph. Stop! You will pay for this. We're gonna laugh at them. Because apparently we find it funny that we almost died. But we did save a guy. We did a good job. I just laugh and pedal as fast as I can. I only slow them down when I can't hear their angry voices anymore. I have to get used to these things happening. Spoiler alert, you do. Alright, so every week we lose some morale, but we can gain it back from successful missions and from like events that happen and things like that. If our morale gets to 0, it's game over. So here we can learn what else happened. Parliament has been dissolved and emergency decrees have been declared. In the middle of our meeting, Arthur Shade addresses the group. Everyone, there's a public protest against the Nazis coming up. It is a good chance. Arthur continues, we can spread the words, we can recruit others. People who are willing to protest are exactly the people we need. Okay, let's do this, I say. Come on. And we get her, she's joining us here in our group. So we are supposed to join the public protest, we'll do that. I think it's gonna require all of our people, so we're gonna see. Our supporters Volker Tietke lets us know that the Social Democratic Party is going to hold a huge public protest against Hitler and the Nazis in... Alright, oh actually it only needs 3 people, so let's pick some other missions where we're gonna send somebody to do stuff. We could talk to workers. Heard about a speech Hitler's given to the military? They're planning war. Find a new member or coordination. Let's try to talk to the workers. Fritz Siegler, a worker and supporter of the group, wants to introduce us to some of the co-workers. We want somebody who is good with propaganda and empathy, which would be him. But unfortunately he's a freelancer, which is harmful. So let's try how well she do. Not very well. What about me? I guess I'm pretty good. I'm harmful because I'm an academic. We're all bad at this. Let's send him. He was fairly okay, but we'll send him to do it. Off you go, man. The rest of us shall join the public protest. Let's do it. We have a pretty good chance of succeeding. We could also add a bicycle, which is going to help us run away, so it should lower the danger. Alternatively, we could add some intel there, but it's not really going to help us, just increase their danger. We could also put some money in there, but that's not going to help us at all. So we're just going to do this, the 3 of us. A variety of groups have announced a public protest march at Lustgarten. This will be a public sign that reassures us and others that the fight isn't lost yet. Alright, so we have assigned our mission, so off we go. 5 people are supporting us. Our supporters donated 2 marks to our group. That's not really much money, but it's something. Arthur Shades meets with his co-workers or supporters in Krautsburg and talks to them to see if some of them would be willing to help us. It turns out there are still people not happy about the regime and willing to do something about it. We get +5 supporters. Now the protest. We joined the 200,000 protesters who gathered in the Berlin Lustgarten Park to protest. The speaker asked the crowd for discipline and unity in resisting the Nazis. Do not worry, there are too many of us. Hitler and his henchmen can't stop us, he says. We talked to other protesters and some are willing to support us in the future. We got 12 new members because of it. And we've got a lot of positive morale through missions and events. We actually get +7 morale total and 17 supporters. New right-wing coalition. Kollwitz steps down. And yeah, bad stuff happening. Now let's go straight to the missions and plan some new stuff. So we can do a couple things. Here you have an option to go into hiding. So later on some of the map is going to be covered in red. And that means that there are patrols. And essentially if they spot us, we get heat on us. And if you go here, you can kind of lower the heat, but it does cost you money. Another thing we can do is we can buy paper and paint to make leaflets, which would help us spread around our information. So we're going to try to do that. We could also try to find new members, get money, or talk to different kind of workers to get supporters. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to... Actually, let's first buy paint. We've got the money for it. The painter Monika Eschke tells us about the shops where we might buy larger quantities of paint without raising too much suspicion. We can now buy paint. Now we do have Eva Eschke, so it's probably not related to her, but would be very bad at buying stuff there. So we need somebody who has empathy and literacy, so Arthur Shade. Yeah, he's pretty good at that. It would be helpful if they were a negotiator. We've got no negotiators, I think. Nope. Yeah, so we're just gonna send him. If we give him intel, it's gonna increase the danger, so that's it. So we don't have the best chances, but we're gonna try. Off he goes. And then I'm gonna try to buy some paper. Same skills though, so maybe you? If we send 2 of you, you would be okay with it. Alright, off we go. Go buy stuff. And I am going to go contact a priest. I'm Christian, right? That should be helpful. Godshopne, a devout Christian, a member of the church in Tempelhof, tells us about a pastor who previously often expresses strong criticism about the regime. Yup. And we can see we get a bonus here because we're Christian rebels, so it's just really, really good for us. So off we go. Meet a priest. Let's do it. Everybody send... Ooh. I'm spending the afternoon with a friendly couple, the Elvangers, who have invited me over for coffee and cake. Hubert and Annegret are also members of the church I attend. Unfortunately, the conversation turns to politics. After all, says Hubert, well, I know that our church isn't too happy about it. I don't really think there's anything wrong with Hitler. What? No, man, no. Let's go with how so. Sure, says Hubert. He has some controversial views regarding the church, but I think he's taking care of a problem that's much worse than the Nazis. Let's ask him what would that be. The communist, says Annegret, who walks in with a pot of coffee. The communists are the real threat, don't you think? Would you like some coffee, Ruth? No, run as soon as you can. Let's just leave. I'm out. I don't want to talk about this. What is it, says Annegret. You look pale, are you alright? Yeah, I'm not feeling good, I just need to go home. Why did you say I'm fine? Say you're sick and go home. I'm fine, I say. I just realized how late it is. I need to go home. Oh. Annegret stops him and goes, wait, you can't leave like this. Oh. Here, she says. Take some cake with you. It's way too much for Herbert and me. It was so great to see you. We'll see you in church on Sunday. Oh no. I don't want to see you ever again. With your weird views. Just like, come on, stop it. Thank you. Yes, see you in church on Sunday. Yeah. Oh no. We lost 1 supporter, but we still have 21 people supporting us, and we get some money. Now we're gonna try to buy some paper, I believe. Wolf Rosenberg wants to buy paper. To avoid being tracked, he picks a shop in Krautsberg where no one knows him. The clerk takes the order and disappears in the back while Wolf Rosenberg waits at the counter. After some time, the clerk returns with the paper. Right? Ruth Miller meets with the priest in Tempelhof to see if he could be won for the resistance. Things go well. The priest is an opponent of the regime and tells us that many members of his community might be willing to help us. Nice. Art of Shade goes to a shop far from where he lives to avoid the shop owner recognizing him when he's buying paint for the group. Art of Shade makes the order and the shopkeeper disappears and give it to him. Alright. So we've got paint and paper. We lost some morale. And we lost 1 supporter but gained 1 supporter. Oskar Maria Graf leaves Germany. The famous writer goes and lectures her to Austria and decides he wants to return to Germany. Yeah, probably good idea. Eva Eschke tells me that she despises Wolf Rosenberg. He's a national conservative. His views don't do the group any good. We should be much better off without him. No, you need to both stay. We have bigger problems. Explain to Eva that we're a group with different views and opinions, but we are united in the fight against the regime and that she needs to live with that or leave the group. She doesn't seem too happy with my decision, but doesn't bring it up again. Wolf Rosenberg seems revealed. Yeah, he was here first, by the way. Okay? Be clear. SA are criminals and thugs. Giving them policing powers is a nightmare. Agreed. Alright, so we can start doing some stuff. So if we start talking with the Christian community, we might later on be able to do some of these other activities. So this is kind of like how the different actions sort of line up. And then we can get to stuff. For example, then we could steal an SA uniform and do some more things. We could be able to do that. Could also produce leaflets, which is what I want to do. But I don't think we need anybody who's really good at stuff with this. So we'll see. Printer Hildegard Bach stole a printing roll from her workplace and donated it to us. We can now create leaflets manually. If we add the paint, useful for writing slogans on walls. It's not going to help us here. Okay. We need somebody who's good with propaganda and literacy. Well, Eve Eschke seems to be made for this. She's also academic. That should be really helpful. She's not eloquent though. Am I? I'm also academic. Well, still, she gets a pretty good shot at making it work. Off you go, girl. Next up, I want to talk to the Christian community because Hedwig Ellenberg is a priest in Prenzlberg, and he introduces us to some of his friends. We can try to convince them to support us. Yeah, I want to do this because I really want to start moving towards, sealing the uniform and all that. I want to keep moving in this whole area. Next, we could meet a former unionist, try to get money, or talk to workers. Let's try to get money. We need a communist, anarchist, social democrat, worker, or idealist. You're neither one of those things. You are national conservatives, which is bad for us. So you are a Catholic conservative, which is bad for us, because apparently you don't like to take money, but you're still pretty great at it, so take it. And you, Wolf Rosenberg, what to do with you? You should go talk to the workers, you're pretty good at that. Or meet a former unionist? Ooh, this is great. This needs empathy and secrecy, which we both have. Krista Waldman tells us about a former trade unionist who used to be a strong opponent for the Nazis. Off we go. National conservative is not great, but the other things help. Oh yeah, off we go. It's good enough. Let's go. He lost a supporter, got 6 money. Rootmiller meets with people from the Christian community in Tempelhof and talks with them about the regime and possibly ways to resist it. Quite a few think that Hitler's way is against God and that as a Christian they should do something about the situation. Others have doubts because Hitler might still be God's will. Ooh, we think we have been seen. That's bad. That's really, really bad. Can we get some money? Give me some money, man. Nice. 18 gold. Very, very good. And here, Eva Eschke is writing manually, printing leaflets all night long. It's hard physical work, and while she's trying her best, she's only producing a small amount. We've got something. We talk with the former unionist and see if he could be convinced to join us. He joins us. We have also been seen. It's late and having a drink at a bar at Haskesmarkt, and when a man storms to the door yelling, "The Reichstag is burning, the communists have burned down the Reichstag." Run outside. I leave my drink and run outside as fast as I can. Despite the late hour, the streets are full of people. A red glow illuminates the night sky above the Reichstag. Wonder what happened. "What are we all still doing here?" says a woman in a fur coat. "Let's go there and find out what happened." Yeah, let's join the group. I join the group and together we walk down the empty street all the way to Reichstag. The closer we get, the more intense the smell of smoke and fire gets. Soon it becomes hard to breathe. Pull my scarf over my nose. When we reach the bridge that leads to Reichstag, they're stopped by a police patrol. Area closed. Leave. Let's look at the crowd. On the other side of the bridge, the Reichstag is ablaze, and our side more and more curious onlookers gather. Let's talk to the woman in a fur coat. Speak to a woman in a fur coat, and I recognize her as one of the people who led us from the bar. "Who do you think did it?" she asked me as I approach you. "Who do you think did it?" I want to ask you the same thing. "How the hell should I know?" she shrugs. "All I can tell you is that things have become very unpleasant ever since that aggressive little clown took over, and this looks like his style. But you didn't hear that from me, alright?" "Sure not." "Good," she smiles. "People like me are in enough trouble already." "People like you?" "You seem alright," she says. "If you ever feel like dancing to the music our new ruler despises, come by." She hands me a card that says Giraffe Dance Bar Cabaret and disappears into the crowd. More firefighters arrive. They must have come from all over the Berlin. So we're gonna see enough and go home. It's very late when I finally arrive at home. I fell asleep right away and dream of fire and the strange people contradicting each other about who started it. Nothing good will come of this. So we actually got dancing at the Giraffe, which is a really cool thing. So it allows you to sort of relax your group and gain extra morale. If Eshka pulls me aside. "Look, it's my brother. I never dreamed things would go this far, but it's okay, you can tell me." Eva sighs, looks down at me and then back up at me. "Last night, came home in a brownish uniform. You're in danger. If he finds you, you're with us. You could end up in prison or worse. All of us could." "Shh, they don't need to know," she says. "Listen, I know my brother trusts me. This could be a huge opportunity for us. I could get us information." "Okay. He will be our informant." Alright, then let's do this. See if you can get us any information, but please, be careful. Alright, so we got the dancing giraffe. This is going to allow us to increase morale. Essentially, we can send all of our people there to really help us with morale. It's going to give us plus, I don't know, plus how much morale? Plus 50 morale, a lot of morale, okay? Now you can see this red area. This is essentially where the patrols are. So if we move there, we have a higher chance of getting seen or arrested. We also have some heat on us, which kind of determines how, I guess, noticeable we are, because like heat shows how much the authorities know about this member. Yeah. We could also do some sort of very dangerous activities, like for example try to send out the leaflets with the truth, but we don't actually have critical leaflet yet, so we can't do it just yet, but eventually we're going to be able to do things like this. Alright? So I think that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. You can click on the right top to watch Broken Line, which is a turn-based combat game set in the same era. Or you can click on the right bottom to watch Panzer Corps, which is a computer war game. I'll see you there. Bye bye!